Hi there, how are you all doing? I'm Kavya and I'm happy to be here with you today. Welcome to the third session of the lesson, The Rabbit and the Lion. In the last session, we read the story of the rabbit and the lion. We worked elaborately on the message that the story had for us. Do you remember what we learned? We learned that not only to think before we do something, but also smart thinking will help us get over any difficult situation. Today, let us go further. Let us work on an activity and check how we have understood the lesson. Shall we? And this means that it is time for question time. Children, you may notice that we have 5 questions. I will read out the questions for you. Number 1. Did the lion really see another lion in the well? Tick your response. Do you think there was another lion at all? I don't think there was another lion in the well. What would you tick? It's your turn to tick for question number 1 now. Okay, number 2. What should the lion have done before it jumped into the well? Discuss. You may write your answers for this. Number 3. This allows you to be as creative as you can. The third question is, give another title for this story. Interesting. I'm sure you will be happy to name the story in your own way. It's an interesting question, don't miss it. The fourth question has the matching activity where you match the characters in the story with the actions they perform. The characters are lion and rabbit. And the actions are saved other animals and jumped into the well. So you know how to match them, right? Okay, the last one is the message of the story. Look before you leap. What do you understand from the statement? Write down what it could mean in your own words. Alright, children, you have worked on the message of the story in the previous session. Recall and write your own answers to this question. You can even give an example. Okay, so now it's your turn to work on this activity. If you have your studio, you can write your answers in the studio. Else you can do this in your notebook. Just open your notebook, write today's date and activity name, question time 3.3 and write down your answers. You can take 15 minutes to complete this activity. Press pause now and press play when you're done. Alright children. How was it working on the question time activity? I'm sure you had some good amount of writing to do there, right? So why not do an activity now that provides you a chance to speak and express yourself? Isn't it nice to know that you will record your response and upload it for your teacher to listen? It's a nice opportunity indeed. So children, in the story you learned that it is not wise to do something without thinking about it. Let us work on applying the theme of the story to some real life situations. You may have faced such situations while playing with your friends or say going to school. It can be anywhere. Yes, you are going to work on the think-ink activity that helps you understand how well you have grasped the theme of the story. So shall we start? The activity has 2 questions. We'll do the first question now. The first question takes you back to the PEP activity that you worked on in the beginning of the lesson. You remember the PEP activity? Okay, let us do a recall. Which lion do you think thought before he jumped, the first or the second one? I'm sure you've thought about this now. Now, based on what you thought about the lion, write your response in a sentence or 2 and give your reasons for your response. we will take up the second part of the activity once you complete the first part. So pause the video now and write your answers in the space provided. Let me repeat, you need to go through the questions in the PEP activity and write what you think about the lion in a sentence or two and give reasons for your response. Okay? If you have your studio, you can work in it. If not, you can do this in your notebook. Just don't forget to write the date and activity number and name. You can take 5 minutes to work on this part of the activity. Press pause now and play the video when you're done with this part of the activity, okay? Okay children, now let us go to the second part of this question. You can see the pictures on your screen. There are 3 situations here. Each situation is posing a question. If you say yes to each question, what can happen to the situation? Let us look at each situation in detail, okay? The first one has a girl waiting to jump over the wall to take her ball, right? The question reads, should the girl jump over the wall? If the answer is yes, what can happen in such situation? I will do an example for you. So if the answer is yes, then maybe the ball has fallen into somebody else's compound or on the road. Should the girl jump over the wall to get the ball? Let me think. I feel that the girl may fall and get hurt if she jumps over the wall. What do you think about this? Think over and record your response. You can actually say the response out loud and record your answer through an audio recording. The second situation where a kite is stuck and a group of children are looking to retrieve it. The question is, should the children climb up the tree to get the kite? If the answer is yes, what do you think can happen in this situation? Do you think it is safe to climb trees without adult help or supervision? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's for you to think. Think about what may happen if children climb up the tree to get the kite. Okay? Alright. Picture C, or the third situation, is where a boy is trying to jump into a moving bus. The question is, should the boy jump into the moving bus? If the answer is yes, what do you think can happen in such a situation? Do you think it is dangerous for the boy to jump into the moving bus? What if he does that? Okay, it's time for you to work on this. You can take 15 minutes to complete this activity. How was it working on the Think and Ink activity? Was it fun to record your responses and send it to your teachers? Okay children, you have applied the theme of the story to various real life situations. I am sure you have faced such situations shown in the picture that expect you to think before you make any decision, right? If we don't think before we make a decision, we may land into trouble. I hope you always think before you do something. Yeah? Okay. With that, we've come to the end of today's session. We shall look into something more exciting and also some useful grammar concepts in the coming sessions. Until then, bye!